Okay, welcome into the shop. Let's jump right into this. This is a Springfield 1903. This was brought to me by an old German man who lives in Fredericksburg. And an interesting fact, the Texas Hill Country is settled by a lot of German immigrants in the 1800s. So we have a nice German influence in this area, which is super cool. The first step to this process is going to be taping it off. So I've just used my marking gauge to take a 3/4 roll of tape and turn it into a little 1/4 inch strips. And then I'm going to use that because it's easy to maneuver that. I can maneuver that around the crack, make sure I get it all nice and taped off. The reason we're taping this, there's two reasons, and I'll show you the second one here soon. The first is we want to protect it. This is an old vintage stock, so I want to make sure that I don't damage it in any way. That's the challenge with this restoration. We cannot sand on it, we can't shave on it, we can't shape it. We have to get it back together exactly how it was and keep that original patina. We don't want to damage that. So we're going to tape it off to protect it from the adhesive that's going to go on it. Now, this video is sponsored by Total Boat. A huge thanks to them. They have been providing my epoxies and other products for a very long time. Great company, great people to work with. Their epoxy, this is their high performance epoxy, and so what I've got here is some walnut sawdust that I've taken out of my HEPA dust filter. So it's super fine. It's like a moon powder. You have to use a really fine sawdust for this to work. If you just use regular sawdust, you're going to see little particles of wood in the epoxy, and you don't want that. So you got to find very fine sawdust that's from a sander of some kind. This is their silica thickener. Now, this is the key part of this, and I love this stuff. It thickens the epoxy. You know, typically people are pouring epoxy in tables. I'm not doing that. I'm thickening it. We're actually going to use it to glue something back together, to repair something cool. So I can put as much as this thickener in the epoxy as I want and basically make a paste out of it. Very cool product. Total Boat provides that. I'll link all this in the description. I use this often to glue up furniture. I'll thicken the epoxy and just use it as my adhesive to glue joints together. And I've been doing that quite a bit lately. So it's a cool process. Make sure you wear gloves with this stuff. It is a bit, it's not super healthy for you, but it does a great job. You just have to work here and get the color right. The idea is to match it the close I can, and with the wood sawdust, you can get really close. So I'm just going to brush it on. I'm going to put it on both sides, both broken sides. I'll make sure we get good coverage, get it all down in those cracks, fill any voids. You know, the great thing about an epoxy is it can fill voids and still be an adhesive. Things like yellow glue is not good at filling gaps. And plus with this, we can glue it together, and as we squeeze out that glue, we're actually filling the crack as well with the same color of the wood. So I'm going to get it in position. It's very important that this goes right back how it was. We don't want to slide forward or back. Everything needs to fit properly. This tape is going to hold it in place. I'm going to put a few clamps on it to really pull it together as tight as I can. And this clamp here is kind of positioning it front to back. It was tending to want to slide a little bit, so this one's going to pull it where I need it. And this is another trick for the tape. So I'm going to basically use a scraper and scrape that epoxy flush along my tape. And that tape has created a little channel, very thin channel. So when I peel the tape off, my epoxy line where that crack is going to be slightly raised, the thickness of that tape. And that's going to make it really easy for me to come back and clean it off. Now, another important thing here is when you pull this tape off, do not wait for the epoxy to fully cure. You'll have a huge mess because it'll lock that tape down anywhere it's over the top of it. You want to peel the tape off while the epoxy is still kind of soft. So it's kind of mid-cure right now. It's not grabbing onto the tape. You can see right there how it pulled a little bit up. So you can get that tape off without creating a huge mess and having tape stuck on your material. This is the really fun step, the really cool part of the process. This is a card scraper. This is a common tool in a furniture shop used to deal with tear out, tricky grains. It scrapes the wood. So you can see it cutting right here, and the white shavings obviously is the epoxy. And if you see any other shavings, that's the wood. So you have a great amount of control with this. You're taking a very fine cut, and you can literally just work that raised epoxy down flush to the wood. And you are going to cut the wood a little bit. You're trying, the idea here is to try not to do that at all, but you're going to take a little bit of color off, and you're going to see that in these shots, and we're going to fix that here in a little bit. So you can see too, it kind of turns the epoxy white. We'll fix that as well once we put some finish on it. It'll kind of blend in. I'm going to come back with some sandpapers, 400 grit, and just kind of smooth it out. You know, there's two really important factors to this repair. One is how it feels. You need to be able to run your hand across it, and this is what I'm doing here, and make sure you don't feel any raised epoxy, any difference in where that crack is, and then it obviously has to look good. So those are the two things I'm going for. So a lot of this part of this video is I'm just kind of feeling across the crack, making sure that I've gotten everything. There's a few low spots in there, so I'm going to refill those. We're going to do a second round, and when we have this bad spot on the top you're about to see that needs some epoxy as well. All right, so same process, total boat epoxy. We're going to color it and thicken a little bit with that sawdust, and then we're going to put the silica thickener in there and get it into that paste. One great thing about epoxy too is anywhere you don't sand it, it's really high gloss. It's really shiny. So if there's any low spots from where I didn't hit it with the card scraper, they're easy to find. Not only can you feel them, but you also see the shiny spots where you haven't scraped it or cut that epoxy at all. The same process, just kind of scraping it flush with the tape, and then we'll come back and peel it off before that cures and work it down with the card scraper. So one of the downsides to the card scraper is these short cuts I'm doing. It kind of tends to show the start and stop points with the card scraper, and you won't know it until you really put a finish on it and you put some gloss, some sheen to it. So it's hard to see. So it's really beneficial to take long strokes. These short little strokes can cause little divots, and you can't really avoid it here because I can't take a long cut because I'll cut into the wood. So I'm trying really hard to take light feathering, you know, to when I come into the cut to go real smooth, and when I come out to go real smooth. But it's not easy. That's one of the reasons why I came back with sandpaper and just tried to kind of smooth it out the best I could. It's only 400 grit, so you're not doing a whole lot, but it helps a little bit. Okay, so we got it all back together. The crack is filled. You can see areas where I've cut into the wood and taken off some of the color, so we're going to fix that now with some stain. So I've mixed up, this is some Sherwin-Williams BAC wiping stain. Just mixed up two, I think a black and a classic fruit wood to kind of get the color I want. And then I'm going to put that in my sprayer, and then I'm going to turn the dial way down on how much fluid comes out of the gun. I want very little fluid coming out. I don't want to stain this entire stock. I just want to slightly color it. It's almost like we're airbrushing the stain onto it. It's a really cool process where you can control how much color you're putting onto it. You can see here how it slowly just kind of adds color to it. And this top part I'm going to go pretty dark because it's the worst part of the repair, so I'm going to try to hide it the best I can. We can use an old brush or a cheap brush like this just to kind of blend it. It's almost like a glazing process. Just blend that stain, feather it out if there's any hard spots. And then I'm also going to come in and try to get as much off of the stock as I can. You know, we're only really trying to color the areas around the crack where we cut the wood. We took the color off, but it's hard not to color outside of that because you kind of have to blend it all together. It's a little bit tricky. The same deal here. You can just see just light little hits of color in there, just slowly adds to it. I do this a lot with wood sometimes. If I've got sapwood and I want to match it to the heartwood, you put a little sealer coat. You don't want to do it on raw wood. You put a little sealer coat and just lightly color that sapwood until you blend it. It works really well. And again, I'm trying to wipe off as much stain as I can off the actual stock, trying to just keep it where we want it. So once you've done that, you do have to seal that in. So I'm using a de-wax shellac. I've tinted a little bit with some trans tint, and again, I've got the dial turned way down. I'm not shooting. I'm shooting very, very dry. This is not going on heavy. It's not wet at all. You can see right here, it's just almost like a wash coat. And I did 2 or 3 coats like this, just dry wash coats. Shellac dries super fast. So the way I'm doing this, you can literally, within like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, you can kind of just hit it with some steel wool and shoot another little coat on there. It's not building up much finish, but it's sealing in that stain and helping kind of blend the sheen and everything. And then I come back with a coat of oil and wax, a combination of oil and wax to kind of just bring the whole color back to the stock. And that's it. That's the process. I'm going to show you here real soon what it looked like finished. Really cool project. A lot of fun to do these. I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed it. Okay, so that's it. I'm really very pleased with how this came out. You get it out in the daylight and the sun, and it really, you can see that crack a little bit better. But overall, for what we were working with, this is a pretty good fix. And for the experience I have to say I'm pleased with it. It's always great to get to work on something like this, to be able to bring something back that has some cool history to it, like this piece here. So a lot of fun. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Big thanks to Total Boat for providing the epoxies, the thickener, the silica thickener. That is a key part of this process, is being able to thicken that epoxy. So I want to say thanks to them, and I want to say thanks to y'all for tuning in. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.